Hi, this is Karen. You are listening or watching to a series of short podcast videos about manifestation. Why? Because when I invite people to come on safari with me, I get a lot of objections like, I can't afford it. I could never do it. I can't take the time off work. I've been called to come for years, but there's just no way I can do it. And I felt that way too one time, but I have a class coming up and it's called Manifest Your Bucket List because you can do it. And a lot of the objections that we have are assumptions that aren't really true. So I want to address for anyone, whatever is on your bucket list, it doesn't have to be a safari. Whatever it is, a house or a different trip somewhere, or going skydiving, whatever it is, it's possible. So I'm doing a class on manifestation. I'm doing a whole series of these videos to address what is manifestation and how does it work and all those questions that I get about it. Thanks for being here, and I hope you enjoy these. Today's question is a great question. It says, can I manifest symptoms? And I will say that manifest is a term used in the medical industry a lot, okay? Because how a disease or an illness manifests in our body is a term used all the time. And when I got this question, I went to my healthcare background, but let's do it from a more spiritual woo background as well. Can I manifest symptoms? Yeah, you can. I will tell you, I used to. So I will tell you that I have had a lot of jobs that I didn't like. And I would call in sick every now and then. And say the day before, the night before, maybe even a few days before, I might start thinking about what I was going to say when I called in. All right. And when I called in sick in the morning, I'll be danged if I didn't have those symptoms. Because I kept telling myself, okay, so my stomach doesn't feel good and and this and that. Yeah, you can absolutely manifest some kind of symptoms in yourself. If you keep telling yourself this is how your body feels, even if there's nothing wrong with you, you can start feeling that way. And it used to make me kind of mad because I'd intend to call in sick so I could get something else done or do something fun, and then I wouldn't feel good. And who wants to call in sick when you don't feel good? You might as well go to work. Just kidding. So you can manifest symptoms, but if you're just having symptoms and there's really nothing at the core of them, now, of course, always check out medically if there's something going on in your body. But you can also then, if there's nothing going on, if you created these symptoms because you've been focusing on them, just stop focusing on them. Start focusing on a healthy body, a whole body, a body that feels good, whatever it is. Begin to reverse the manifestation of what you've been doing. Of course, always check with a healthcare professional because maybe something is going on. And no, I'm not saying that you manifested an illness. I'm just talking about symptoms in our body that aren't actually related to anything. If you think you have a pain in your hip and you start focusing on it, you're going to have a lot more pain in your hip. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with your hip. It just means you think there's pain in your hip. So there is pain in your hip. If you've ever been hypnotized or if you've ever watched a stage hypnotism before, it's really interesting because they will talk to the people on stage and they will say, okay, imagine you have, they don't say imagine, you have a baby chick in your hand. All right. And the people start petting the baby chicks and talking to it, and they're so sweet. And so I've been on the other side of hypnotism. I've been hypnotized so many times. Here's what it's like. There's not an actual chick in your hand, but the person tells you there's one in your hand. So you can see it. You can visualize it. You can believe that there's a chick in your hand, even though part of you knows there's no chick in your hand. So it's an interesting thing our brain does. So when you say, I have pain in my hip, and you start focusing on it, you get more pain in your hip, even if there's no physical reason for it, okay, you can manifest something like that. And it's just the pain, or it's just whatever it is that you're focusing on. Like I said, I used to manifest stupid cold and sick symptoms just by calling in sick to my employer. That's before I realized how powerful our words and thoughts were. But I knew enough to know I keep thinking this, and that's how I start to feel when I call in sick. So don't focus on having a symptom. If you are having some kind of symptoms, get them checked out. But if you created some symptoms by thinking you had something, then stop thinking about it and start focusing on something different. Thanks for watching. Be sure you go to bit.ly/free how to manifest to find out more information and sign up for the free masterclass. That's bit.ly/free how to manifest. Hope to see you there.